A light rain began to fall over the turf. The scoreboard read Shipley 5, Guests 0 in mocking red lights. There were still 3 minutes left in the first half. The soccer gods had seen enough. Mercifully, a crack of thunder hit, the refs blew their whistle, and we were herded into the gym, fully expecting to board the bus for the long journey home with our tail between our legs. As a coach, I'll admit, I was speechless. What do you say when a team is getting thoroughly shellacked up and down the field? We couldn't get our bearings. We weren't playing our game. Nothing was clicking. So I did what any fearless leader would do. I snuck down to the deserted basement to hide. Do you want to call this thing, the Shipley coach said when he finally found me in locker number 58. I'm kidding, I didn't find it. It looks like it'll be storming for the rest of the afternoon. It was clear. The Shipley coaches wanted to end it. The refs wanted to end it. But the soccer gods had other plans for us. The storm cleared and it was decided that we would go back out and finish the game. To my surprise, the girls were ecstatic. I couldn't help but wonder, who cheers at being sent to slaughter? This team does. But guess what? They weren't about to let it be a slaughter the second time around. In the huddle, I heard them make a resolution. They decided they were going to win the next 40 minutes of play. And you know something? They did, 2-1. The best thing about being a coach is that I get to witness moments like that. Moments of courage. Moments of watching a team have a choice between the easy resignation of defeat and the far more difficult task of fighting back. Ironically, that 6-2 loss was one of the best victories I have ever seen, because in my eyes, they won something else that day. Their swagger. Swagger. Look it up. Bathed in the glow of my computer screen later that night, I studied the definition in Urban Dictionary, an invaluable resource to any self-respecting English teacher. Definition, quote, swagger, how one presents himself to the world. Swagger is shown from how the person handles a situation. It is to move with confidence, sophistication, and to be cool. Example, Denzel Washington has swagger in all his movie roles. Roles is spelled R-O-L-L-S, by the way. As I said, invaluable. But the thing about swagger is that it has all these connotations of being cool and cocky and conceited, when really, swagger is just about never failing to be true to your character, regardless of the situation. So yes, this team has swagger. When I receive an email from a referee with the subject line, big time sportsmanship, and a message, I was very impressed with the St. Andrews team. They played like it was 0-0 the whole game. And in the second half, all the girls played 150%. It was a pleasure to be part of a game where the home team showed such tremendous sportsmanship. She wrote this about a game we lost 4-0, by the way. But regardless of whether we won or lost this season, the swagger of this team was steady. They fought hard, played their game, and did themselves proud every single day. That's why I love sports. Sports reveal character in ways that few other pursuits do. And trust me, this team had character in spades. Character and characters. This senior class is one of the greatest group of characters I've ever coached. They are the reason this team had swagger, and it was an honor to show up every day to a team led by athletes with such fight, class, passion, and hustle. With fire in her belly and hunger in her heart, Captain Molly Belk is a coach's dream and an opponent's nightmare. This girl's gas tank has no empty light. What I will remember most about Molly are not the visions of her schooling opposing teams up and down the field or scoring goals left and right. I will remember the guttural screams she would release when she shanked a shot. At one miss, it would be, "Ay caramba!" At the next, she would just yell, "Mom!" And when words failed her, it would just be a primal roar that I won't even attempt to recreate on stage. Her passion for the game was palpable. She was an impact player, an impact teammate, and an incredible leader. And for that dedication, she will receive the MVP award. I'd like to talk about Grace in the way that her story plays out in my head. For some reason, it's done in a Spanish accent. The legend of Grace Saliba. It was a dark day when I received an email from Helen 2 summers ago that she had broken her wrist and could no longer play goalie for us. Suddenly, we were staring at a gaping black hole in our lineup with no one to fill it. Cue the trumpets and have Grace ride in on a stallion. Grace is the epitome of the athlete who rises to the call of duty when her team needs her. She stepped into the most thankless, vulnerable, and crazy position there is with no experience and became one of the best keepers I have ever coached. For her amazing commitment to the team, she will receive our Coaches Award. Annabelle was an anchor for the team at Sweeper, emerging as one of the most vocal leaders on the squad. She was always positive, always hardworking, and always there when the team needed a laugh. I will never forget, on a particularly low practice, I decided to motivate the team by handing out a game ball for the standout player of the day. Annabelle won the first ever game ball for her work ethic and attitude, and she really clinched it when she volunteered to demonstrate how to do a header. As the team huddled around, I lofted the ball to her and watched with horror as it nailed her right in the face. Annabelle and the team collapsed in laughter, and the mood of practice instantly changed. We will miss her terribly for her amazing positivity and her undeniable gift with headers. Cheska was an incredible member of the team who gave her all both on and off the field in supporting her teammates on the field and when she was on the bench. I vividly remember pacing the sidelines during a particularly dramatic game and hearing Cheska's voice pierce through the applause as she jumped up and down on the bench. "You are playing very well," she cried. Anyone who can be that grammatically disciplined in their cheering deserves my respect. Her amazing support and passion will be sorely missed. In my heart, Libby will be forever wearing the single silver metallic glove she displayed in our Yay Day this season. Straight Michael Jackson style. Come to think of it, Libby had her own style with everything. When she would have a bad touch on the ball, instead of a grunt of frustration, Libby would say her vowels. I, O, E. Or she would just turn into a Jewish grandmother and cry, oi! When she lined up to play, she would look all unassuming and lanky, but then she would crouch and spider-leg the ball away from anyone trying to work her side. Libby blossomed into one of the best defenders on the team. Her unique style and wonderful sense of humor and incredible soccer talents will really be missed. One of my favorite books as a child was The Little Engine That Could. The human version of that little cartoon train is Lucy Isling. This girl can do anything, and she will work harder than anyone to make sure she can be the best she can be for her teammates. She is the first to volunteer to take the pennies in, to pick up the balls, to help with the med kit. She is the first to apologize for a poor performance and to ask for coaching tips so she won't make the same mistake again. She is committed, earnest, and heroic in her hunger to improve. That kind of example is truly irreplaceable. Annie is an incredible teammate and player. She works hard, she plays hard, and most importantly, she gets what it means to be part of a team. I will never forget when, after one of our final games of the season, I brought the squad together and told them how proud I was to coach them. Annie raised her hand to speak and got about 2 words out on what it meant to her to be part of the team before she started to cry. She put her hands up in confusion, not being much of a crier and not knowing what had come over her. She was inspired and overwhelmed by her teammates, and I was inspired by her. She gets it, and the team got it. They gathered around Annie and gave her a group hug. which quickly turned into a pig pile that nearly smothered poor Annie. Molly started screaming, "Get off, get off!" And the touching moment almost became very gruesome. As you can see, it was truly an honor to coach these athletes, to coach alongside the amazing Miss McGowan, and to watch in awe as Miss Hamilton and Mr. Myers worked with the JV program and led them to a fantastic season. That season could not have been possible without the incredible leadership of the JV award winner, Selena Wallace, who truly leads by example through her love of the game, her hustle, her positivity, and her earnestness. Congratulations to all the award winners, and thank you for such a great season.